What's good? What's good? Welcome to the Pro Wrestling Shoot. I am Jesse. Joining me as always, James, and tonight special guest Conrad Cushman from Everything Pro Wrestling. What's good, Conrad?
What up, brother? What up?
It's good, man. Hey, listen, the topic tonight, I had to have you on, right? Like this is something. Before we even went on today, I was like, man, I don't even know what to talk about anymore with this game. Like, we're still quite a ways away from 2K26. We still have a good month until DLC, so I don't really care about talking about that too much. But there's some things that have been happening in the pro wrestling world that kind of resonate with what we deal with in the gaming land with WWE games and wrestling games in general, man. So I appreciate you coming on. This was obviously last minute, hit you up today, and I was like, yo, hey, what do you think about coming on and having the discussion, man? So I appreciate it, Conrad.
It's all good, man. Baseball game got rained out. I'm here.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is. James, welcome back.
Welcome.
Yo, so we got a troll tweet before, not a tweet, but a message saying that James shaved his mustache before we came in here. Bro, I was about to lose my shit. I'm not even kidding. When he said that, like, yo, it was an accident. I accidentally shaved the mustache off. I don't know. James not looking like a Pringle can just doesn't hit with me, man.
It's not a good look without it.
Not gonna work for me, brother.
Hashtag mustache mountain in the chat. Let's go.
So, chat, what's good? I want to speak to the chat. We are gonna talk a little bit of WWE 2K26 and what you guys want as a community, but for the most part, we are going to be diving into the monopoly that is WWE games. I know that's a terrible word to be thrown around with, you know, WWE fans today because they don't realize what kind of practices goes into pro wrestling today. But how are you guys feeling about, and this is for the chat, how are you guys feeling about one wrestling game per year? I don't know if you guys I don't know the age gaps here. I don't know who grew up with what. But I know that me, Conrad, and James me and Conrad specifically are identical in age, but James is not far behind. We grew up with probably 2 to 3 games a year, I would say, in pro wrestling. Am I wrong in saying that, Conrad?
No. I would say we even had some bad ones sometimes where they tried to replicate the main ones.
Right. Let me see here. Frodo says, nah, the Pringle stash is here to stay.
I've always liked Frodo.
That's a fact. Shout out to you, Frodo. Older millennial MJB says, I'm in that demo, 44 over here. I'm 40. Skinny Stick says, okay, so how do you guys feel? I'm your age as well, Cube says. We're all some old people, man. So over the hill people here talking about WWE games. I'm telling you that. 43, almost 44. Joe Compton says the flavor saver. Yo, so that's what I mean, I guess. What do you guys prefer? Are you guys okay with just one wrestling game? I know times are tough. The economy's tough. Buying multiple wrestling games a year kind of seems out of reach nowadays, but it gives a little bit more leeway for other development teams to make wrestling games and give a different spin on what we would like to see in a wrestling video game rather than just getting the same franchise every single year. Are you guys good with just 2K? I know I see it in my comments all the time. Listen, right? We see it all the time. The dev team, we need to get a new dev team. 2K needs to lose the license, this and that, right? We want a new dev team making these games. So there is some unsettlement there when it comes to the 2K games. Conrad, am I accurate in saying that?
I think there's some people disenfranchised with it. You know, I could talk about the game all day long. Like, people probably don't think that if you follow my content, you're like, oh, he just talks wrestling. But I've told Jesse, like, my passion that was once there, and I can show you old videos. There was passion at one point. It's just gone. Like, it's been beaten out of me. I don't know. And I want these games to be good. I want them to be better, but I think there is a pathway to have more wrestling games. It's just how accessible are they going to be? The real issue comes down to the world of gaming too. I think studios have been closing down left and right. You got the systems are getting more expensive. They're harder to find. Look how long it took people to get a PS5. Like, This stuff's never going to end. And there's only certain kind of video game markets. To me, you're either AAA, and I'm talking like Grand Theft Auto, NBA 2K, or you're now like indie. There's not too many mid-level, like there's no THQs anymore. There's no all of them are either getting bought up or kicked out. Like,
well, THQ at one point was a AAA game, I would say, because they've made more than just the wrestling games. I don't know if people know that, but
I'm referring to Nordic now, though. Like,
okay.
Like there's no middle ground for gaming. Like, it's just kind of, well, what do you want to do? You know?
Yeah. Skinny Stick says Midway too. Midway was there. Mm-hmm. We still have places like Capcom. I've even heard people say they would like to see Capcom try to take their shot at wrestling. I don't know how that would go.
I've heard Activision from numerous of people.
No, absolutely not. Good luck with that. Absolutely. Well, here's the difference too, because when people say things like Activision or even Rockstar, right? Like, people don't realize that Rockstar is still under the same umbrella as 2K with Take-Two. But when they think about this, most of them are just looking for graphics, right? They're not really tuning into, hey, what will go into being in this wrestling game? I mean, maybe when people say Rockstar, I don't think Rockstar is in a position to make a wrestling game, for one, or nor would they want to. So that's the other issue, is that there's just not enough dev teams that even want to dive into a wrestling game, right? Maybe with the popularity of WWE rising, we could see more people want to take a stab at the games, but as of right now, we really only have 2K and EA that want to make sports titles. Is that wrong in saying that?
Correct.
I think you can find someone else. It's just, do they have the budget and do they have the time? And are you okay with not being the cash cow? Like, WWE was THQ, like one of their cash cows. Like, they could rely on them. Then they went to 2K and it's like, you're like number 3. You know, you're like number 4. Are you going to be okay with being that? AEW Games goes to Ukes. You think like, hip hop hooray, we got something. But you got to remember, Ukes team shrunk. Things change, pandemic, like all that stuff matters, and it's going to be a focal point. And an even better question is, are fans going to be willing to accept less than for the first year or two iterations of a game until you can get to that level where WWE is today? I told you, I learned a hard lesson from the AEW game. I thought that it would be enough to get by. It's not. You need community creations off rip. Like, they're expecting that now. That's a staple.
Yeah, it's things like the Passover, right? Like, I like to call it like the THQ Passover to 2K, right? Like, they just gave them all the assets and said, "Here, have fun with it," right? Or Visual Concepts, I guess, is who they gave the assets to. But not all companies are going to be like that, right? If another company came in and bought the rights. The difference between THQ and 2K is THQ was going out of business. Ukes, another one, worked on these games with 2K, so they pretty much sold them the assets, I guess. I don't think another company coming in to make the WWE games, if that was to ever happen, right? We have 2K and Visual Concepts under contract for many years, to my understanding. Like, the license isn't going anywhere. That's where it's staying. So if in a few years' time, 2K decided that we are not 2K, I guess, WWE decided, hey, we're going to go a different route, which, once again, I don't really see happening unless they wanted to go the EA route. That is the only way that I see WWE switching over the licensing, because EA pops in or some sort of thing with TKO, you know what I mean, and Dana White and the whole thing, right? Like, that's... No VPNs, but
I just thought of James as soon as you said his name.
Yeah.
Jail.
So anyway, so the thing about passing over the license to somebody else and passing over the assets, I don't think that 2K or Visual Concepts would just hand over the assets unless they were selling them for a high price. But even then, this game at this point has been made on a foundation that is clearly not as stable as people would like to think. So, you know, you have the universe mode, you got my GM, you got the community creations, you have the servers that are terrible. You can't even get an online match. Do you want to pass that over, or do you want to start from scratch and build a good foundation to a brand new wrestling game. And that brings it to what you were saying, Conrad, is you're going to have to sacrifice some things for the first couple of years in order for these teams to step it up.
That's a big fact, in my opinion. I think I'm sure we're going to get into it. It gets deeper than that, too, with the whole issue with the wrestling games as a whole. But yeah, I don't know if people would want that. I mean, listen, there's a lot of people in the chat. I can see some people have knowledge of past wrestling games. They get deep into this. We've come a long way. I think you had said it to me in a private chat before we were talking, and you said, like, the stuff that worked like back in No Mercy in those days too, that's not going to cut it fully either. Like people aren't going to just say like, yeah, give me a copy of that and I'm good to go. Like, yeah, some of us will be like, yeah, it's great. And other people will say, no, that's not good enough. I can't deal with that.
So I hear the, remake Here Comes the Pain. I hear that all the time, right? Like it's constant. Obviously it's not going to happen, but I hear fans say that. Do you think like today, are fans going to stay on a Here Comes the Pain for years to come? Like if they remade that, how long has it taken for these fans to say, all right, time to move back on to the new game, right? It's not going to take too long.
Here Comes the Pain's never going to happen. Me and Brian talked about it. Like you're never going to sign those people to contracts. Like
I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying like if it was, how long would it take for fans to just say, okay, I'm done playing this. I've had my nostalgia fix. And now I'm ready to move on to the new games.
I don't know. Like, I think it would probably take about a month or two, and then they'd be done with it. But what made those games fun then, and now they're not fun? Is it the online? Like, are we expecting more capabilities with that? Because online's never been their primary focus either. I don't know.
No, but even not being in a primary focus from the SmackDown versus Raw days from 06, 07, 08, 09, 10, 11, those games had, even though it had its issues for the online and it wasn't the primary focus, there was still life when it came to the online community. It was fun to play those games online, and you didn't have such a hassle like you do today with a 2K server, right? So it is different. Obviously, the online was never the focus, but those games had more. It's weird to think. Like, I don't know how long it's been since you've popped on SmackDown versus Raw or any of the old games at that, like 2K14, right? I don't know how long it's been since either of you have done that. But if you did, you would notice a lot of life in these games that we are still missing today, which is mind-boggling to me that we don't see some of the fun aspects that made the games fun to begin with not incorporated into the 2K games that we see today. And a lot of people will blame that on my faction. A lot of people will blame that on the island. You know what I mean? But I don't think that's the case. I think that they have so many baskets to put bread into when it comes to this new franchise that they don't focus on the fundamentals of the game that made it a fun experience to begin with, right? And it's little details, and they are bringing back little by little. And we talked about this last week with JCSJ, but it feels drip fed compared to what we normally would have gotten back in 2011, 2010. You know what I mean? Like we would have gotten some major features, and it just doesn't feel like that in gaming today.
Yeah, for myself, I think there's more limitations now with the current games compared to the old ones. And then you're trying to bring back old modes that was a fan favorite, like my GM mode was in that sequence. And then you bring it back, and there's limitations. You got to book this person with this person. Oh, your ranks are dipping. Back in the day, you can book whatever, and it would be 5 stars. It was random. I get it. The back in the day was just the online portion. Obviously, we didn't have that back in the day. And yeah, I do agree with the statement of, yeah, the games would be probably like a game, maybe a month or two, and then go back to the original games. I think it's just now it's a standard. Hey, I want my community creations. Hey, I want the online. This to me, I don't know. There's a lot of limitations compared to now, and then back then.
How do you feel, Conrad?
I think a lot of the games went through like a period of time. This is gonna sound weird. Follow me though. I played NBA 2K for a long time, like for years, and around like 2K 8, 9, 10, like they were crushing it gameplay wise. You got the cover with Jordan on it, Kobe, and all that stuff. And I was like, yo, this is fantastic, bro. Like we're doing great things. And then I was like, yeah, I love the focus on the gameplay. And then that My Park stuff started to come in and the microtransactions started to ooze in, and then you started like, what happened to gameplay? It just fell through, like right through the bottom, because gameplay doesn't make you money. It just makes the consumer happy, but that's the number one thing consumers will also complain about. So it's also like a pet peeve and annoyance as well, which you're always going to have. And I think that's similar positioning for WWE 2K, if that makes any sense. Yeah. I think from 15 till 18, I call those like the lost years. They could have did so much more, and they just wasted time, I felt like, where we weren't getting the modes we lost in 14. What happened to story designer? What happened to this? What happened to that? You go, where's the physics that we had? Stackable tables, thumbtacks, whatever you guys want at this point. Like,
dude,
I just don't know what happened.
We still have yet to see thumbtacks in a WWE game, which is crazy to me, other than the Wii game that came out for SVR 09. I think it was 09, or maybe it was Legends of WrestleMania. I can't remember which one it was.
You're right for both, I think. I think they had them on some way they had them in the game. Yeah. It should have been in, though. Like, all that stuff should be in. And it's not even at this point like funny. That's what I'm talking about. I've been waiting. So 2009, how long ago was that now? It's over 15 years ago. It's sad, bro. It's sad. Like, I give up. Like, you tell me what you're giving me and I'll see if I'm excited enough to play it. You know what I mean? And there's people that I absolutely love who work on the video games for them. Like, yeah. Plenty of them.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm not shading any of the developers that work on these games. I'm just kind of bogged down at this point on how did we get here?
Yo, that's what I'm saying.
15 years ago, right? Like we had some good games, and now today we're like, yo, why are we limited? Why am I stacking a ladder or trying to stack a ladder next to the ropes and I can't because their system does not allow me to set or place the ladder anywhere I'd like. You know what I mean? Why can't I position a ladder? Like, why can't I turn a ladder? Why can't I double stack tables? Like, we just seen that on WWE television for SummerSlam, and that's still yet to be in the game. Crazy.
And it's weird to know, like, we watched, we played, what was the first game where you could lean the ladders like that? Was it 11?
11,
where, like, you
dude.
could do the Shelton Benjamin run up, and
11.
I'm like, dude, look we're finally here. Now, can you even do it? It's like wonky when you try to do it.
You can,
it works.
but yeah, it's wonky. Yeah, exactly.
It's not as good as it used to be.
No.
Yeah.
So that and that's where we're at right now, is where it's like, yo, we only have one game that we wait on every single year. And it's bad enough that, like you said, it's riddled with microtransactions, right? A game that we used to have multiple Alta tires for everybody, you know, you know what I mean? It was not lacking on Alta tires. Now these Alta tires are sold in a My Faction mode, right? Creation parts are sold in the island, which, you know, WWE assets. You know, you can go to get a WWE shop t-shirt, Nike assets, like the Nike stuff and Jordan stuff. Okay, I get it. You know what I mean? Like, go get your bread, right? Do what you got to do. But WWE assets locked behind a mode, you know what I mean, is kind of crazy to me. And hair parts, like things as simple as like a hair part, right? Like for a lot of the creators out there, this has become frustrating at this point. You have to pay to unlock these things. And not only do you have to pay, but they don't make it easy to earn things like VC in this game at all. You know what I mean? 120 VC per match is like, come on, you're killing me, Smalls. But I get it. It's a business. You know what I mean? Do your thing. But if you're going to present a microtransaction mode, 2 of them at least focus on the things that the gamers want to play, which is gameplay. You know?
I told you, man, there's a better way to do it. Go ahead, James. I'm sorry.
I was like, little Timmy's father ain't going to pay for all this. It's not
Yo,
affordable.
he wasted your comment for a little fucking Timmy
Hey,
mention.
it's true. Little Timmy ain't paying for it.
Here we go.
Yo, like, why don't they like set up though? Okay, you have the island, right? Year one's always going to be doo-doo, guys. Like, I had that feeling from Rip, but you're going to go around. Why don't you have like the Nitro Grill? And guess what's in there? WCW wrestlers and like pieces, parts, and the tires, so that people will want to run around. There's a Nitro ring, blah, blah, blah. You could do all that stuff in there, but have wrestlers. Like, that's what people want. Not, oh, look at Paul Orn Disco Inferno's tights. Amazing. Like, you could create that. That's what people are in fear of losing. ECW, you have like a hardcore area where you can get different. That's how you earn the thumbtacks. You want that as a weapon, you got to go in there and get it with 25K. Like, I don't know how much money it is, 10K, 5K, whatever it is for the VC. Make it something that's achievable. But you know what I mean? Like, you could do that and people will have fun. You could have like, oh, you want Tommy Dreamer in the game? Go get him. He's right there. You want Raven? Go get him. You have all this money, all these assets. Oh, you're an old school fan? There's an AWA place here and it looks like a dirty gym with like people wrestling in a barn or something. I don't care. There's stuff you can use. And then here's the Performance Center. Go download some NXT people we didn't put in the game. Ta-da!
And the Monopoly just purchased AAA too. I mean, WWE just purchased AAA too. So you're able to go and get lucha stuff, right? So that's where we're at right now. But my only question to the audience is, you know what I mean? Would you like to see, because WWE license, as we said, is not going anywhere. It's with VC 2K unless something crazy was to happen, which I don't think the game is near as bad as some people would like to say. I mean, the game has its problems, I would say, but it's not unplayable by any means. It's not a 2K20. I couldn't get on 2K20 and do anything. Like, that's how bad 2K20 was. But 2K25 is far from that. It does have its issues, but the license isn't going anywhere. You know what I mean? Would you guys like to see WWE perhaps in a few years' time stretch out that license to multiple dev teams? You know what I mean? We had Battlegrounds. Even 2K was making. I think 2K made that, didn't they? Battlegrounds. You had Battlegrounds. You had All Stars. Back in the day, you had Day of Reckoning. You had what else, man? There was so many. Raw 2, the SmackDown games. Before all those games, like when SmackDown first got created, you had SmackDown, and then you had the Nintendo 64 versions of everything, right? The Aki games. You had WCW Nitro. You had, No Mercy. You had WrestleMania 2000. Yeah. You had other options, you know what I mean? Which is crazy to think too, that one company was able to make, and obviously we're not there today because WWE has these clauses on everything that they stick their claws in, is that, they don't like other companies meddling with their business, right? You can't show up on their television rights deals, right? Like, you can't have multiple promotions doing their thing on USA Network, so to speak, right? USA is airing SmackDown. No other wrestling will be on there throughout the week. The same goes for gaming. But back then, it didn't work like that. You still had the Aki engine made by the same people. You would see WCW Revenge. You'd see WCW Nitro. And then you would see WWE or WWF WrestleMania and then No Mercy. Same people making the same games, which was crazy to me.
Yeah, it was just good to have options. And like I said, to me, you're either a Here Comes the Pain guy or you're an Aki guy. Like, that's it. Like, people are usually fans of one or the other. And I don't know, man. Like, if you're a fan of one, the Aki people feel like we were robbed because we had a great game, a great system, and then you just poof made it disappear. Why? Why did that happen? Def Jam's a great game. People talk about that. People praise all these other games. Why didn't we keep the system? But then you've got the people who love Ukes and the stuff that they built up, and it's like, well, it works. It's still selling today, so we won. What's the problem here? And it's just very weird. I get both sides of it, but wouldn't it be cool to have a game like Aki and a game like that too? I just think that there's room for more people and more games.
It's just different takes on pro wrestling in general, right? Like, there was different things that you could do in the Aki system compared to what you could do in like the SmackDown series, right? And both were great. Like, you had a different experience, and one, the Aki system was always fun and probably more fun to play with friends than it was for hopping on SmackDown and SmackDown 2, right? SmackDown Just Bring It. Obviously, when Here Comes the Pain hit, you know, it was a lot of fun to play with friends, but different experience, more you could do. The list goes on, man. But right now, we're stuck with one company, WWE, making one game per year with one development company, right? VC, 2K. That's who's making it. As compared to when we were really excited about AEW Fight Forever and, you know, all that kind of shit the bed. Not the game itself. Obviously, we were just on the game the other night, and it was a blast. Like, I forgot how fun that was to play with other people online, and the fucking server worked. So it was great. I'm pretty sure we're the only 3 people in the world playing that game at the time, because we didn't find nobody in what was that? Fortnite mode, the Battle Royale mode.
What is the Stadium Stampede?
Stadium Stampede. Yeah, there was nobody on that, just pure bots. So, yeah, only us 3. And me and James, after Conrad bounced, we ended up playing the mini games for fucking an hour or so. Like, so it's a good experience, man. So it's just good to have multiple wrestling companies. But knowing WWE and knowing what they do and how they do, they take the shortcut to make the most money, right? We're going to sell the rights to this to one company, so that way it's, you know, it's over here. We got it. We don't need to have rights dipping in and out everywhere. So they just want to sell the assets. Same way they sell the library, same way that they just sold PLEs to ESPN, you know, or 10 PLEs. I'm still not really sure what the fuck this deal is that WWE is doing with 10 PLEs. It's not really... It's not, I don't know. It hasn't been clarified exactly what's going to happen, because it says that we get, you know, like the WrestleMania, the Royal Rumble, all that kind of shit, ESPN. But we know, 10 PLEs for WWE, that's crazy. They're doing like 20 per year. So
that's where their bread is buttered.
Yeah.
Sadly.
And so you see that with WWE, so I don't see that changing anytime soon. The only way that we get multiple wrestling games is, honestly, if 2K or Visual Concepts decide to get another team and start playing, you know, planning another wrestling game on top of WWE 2K26, 27, whatever year they're creating it. But that seems to be the only thing. But I feel like the only reason we got Battleground last time was because we got 2K20. And that's why we had Battleground. How do you guys feel about like a Battleground type game?
Honestly, did I even play Battleground? I don't even think I touched it when it came out.
I tried it. Meh. I think it could work. See, like, I liked All Stars though. I thought that was fun when they did that. I thought that you were able to. It was just like a fun game. Like, they had the double reversals, and that was something I was like, oh, you could add this into 2K eventually, like reverse and a reversal. Like, that was some pretty cool stuff. I thought it had some promise in there. That's what I say.
I see the comments too. I see like bring Ukes back. I wanted to say that while you were in here.
Yeah.
ESPN will be in 2K26. I see you guys' comments. Sorry, we're going to try to get to as many as we can. Obviously, the super chats are available. You guys can get those, and we'll answer those right away. But, yeah, it's kind of where I'm at, man, when it comes to, you know, how WWE works. You can say it's not a monopoly, but to me, this is like a monopoly takeover for wrestling games, and it doesn't seem like a good idea.
Oh, can I please give my take on this real quick, just so I can explain to people what's happening? Like, I know everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, they're helping TNA. They're doing this."
Okay,
doing
so we're diving into WWE talk.
I had something to add.
No, not WWE talk. This is gonna go into gaming too.
Okay, because yeah, TNA rumors that there's a TNA game.
They're trying to get one. Funny, this like right after the AEW rumor started. Yeah, TNA love a game too. TNA could have been in the wrestling code, but I won't even get into that. You can go look it up yourselves to figure out what happened with that. But WWE's with TKO. This is like UFC, the boxing. Think of all the stuff that they do, right? Now, I want you to think of how far it's spread out. Who makes the UFC game? EA. Who makes the WWE game?
2K.
Now, just forget the video games for a second. Who does WWE do business with right now that we know of? In the future, right now, everything. Who are they doing business with for television deals, media deals? ESPN, Peacock, CW. So that's cable, broadcast, and one of the biggest things in the world on Disney.
Yeah, so you got to say when we're talking ESPN, you're talking WWE has exclusive rights with ESPN, Hulu, and Disney.
The claws are deep, my friend. And then let's just say you were like, let's try Paramount. You know, they're another company. Oh, UFC just signed a deal with them. They are spread so far out, bro, that they can easily just make. You think they're going to be like, you know what? Why don't we let MLW make a game? Why don't we let AEW make? They're going to cut that off like this. You know how much money you pay me? Get rid of them. I don't want them here. And that's just a phone call. That ain't even anything that's mean. Meanwhile, AEW is still a young company. People don't think about that. All their eggs are still in the WBD basket because you can't afford to make them mad. They have you because if they lose you, they're in trouble. And if you lose them, you're in trouble. But how much money are you going to get from them? They are limiting their income. And it's the same thing in the world of gaming. Who's going to make that video game? You don't have many big options for the sports world. It's over. Like now we're like, will Capcom do it? Maybe. Could Sega want to do it? Kenny Omega has relationships with them. Like you're trying to put the relationships together.
Has a relationship with both Capcom and Sega. So
what about Jeff Jarrett and Acclaimed?
Yeah, that's another one. But how big is the claim going to be though? Are they going to be an indie studio or are they going to be, Acclaim like they used to be?
Man, it's crazy to think about all the different game studios that were available back in the day that are not today. Like it brings me back to saying the only two companies that are making sports titles today are taken over by TKO, right? EA and 2K. Like that is what it is. So with TNA getting a video game, I'm curious to see how even that will work because we know the relationship with TNA and WWE. That's I mean, pun intended, that's WWE's bitch. You know what I mean? Like that's where it is. Like TNA. Yeah.
pimping ain't easy, man.
and that's where it's at, dude. So TNA doesn't get the love that they're put on a short leash compared to what WWE gets, right? You got Trick Williams still running around with their title. So is WWE truly going to let TNA, unless they buy the company, right? Like they could buy the company later, but that's a whole nother discussion for another podcast. Does WWE let TNA get a video game off the ground from EA or 2K? What do you think of that?
Yeah, if it helps them. They're trying to hurt their pockets. I mean, I don't know if you agree with that, James. Like they're trying to hurt them. Honestly, like they're
trying to hurt they're trying to hurt TNA.
No, they're trying to hurt AEW, excuse me. They're trying to cut off anything that they can like put their claws into.
That's true. Yeah.
With them having the acquisition of AAA, I mean, are they going to put all three companies in the game? Do they put AAA as their own game and then WWE's roster on one other game and TNA's 3 separate games from 2K or anybody else?
I had to pop up that comment, dude. The TNA hype nowadays is wild to me, dude. Wild.
I know. I just saw someone has said AEW has a terrible roster, and I don't know if they're talking about the game or whatever, bro. Give me that roster over what we got in TNA right now. I'm not gonna hold you, bro. Like, come on, man.
Yeah,
come on.
Listen, I don't really care who. Like, obviously, we have the Wrestling Code and Ultra Pro, but these are indie titles once again, and that's no shade to them. It comes down to money, time, smaller development teams. Like no shade to them whatsoever, and I'm still going to support any wrestling game that comes to the market. If TNA produces a game, I will buy the TNA game. That's just where I'm at, just to play more wrestling games to see if there's a different spin on it. Now, if TNA comes out, it's like, hey, here's the 2K engine, and it's TNA, we'll see. But I'm more so excited for wrestling games coming out to give you a different take on the feel of a new wrestling game, right? that's one thing that I do miss about the Aki engine, and AEW Fight Forever did a pretty good job on it. There's a lot of that. Look, 2025. When did that game come out? 2023.
Yeah.
Okay, 2025, and I'm just now figuring out how to fucking reverse on AEW Fight Forever, dude. Like, it took me forever to finally oh, that's the timing. You know what I mean? Because I've played 2K for so fucking long that's what I'm accustomed to, right? Yeah, 2K brain. 2K brain.
Say it. I told you.
Right. So
Yes,
it's that 2K brain, and that's what I'm accustomed to doing. Is the reversals on Y, right? The timing on Y. It's been years since I messed with the Aki game, so the reversals didn't necessarily come second nature for me. But the experience of the Aki game, especially when playing with friends, you know what I mean? Like, it boosts it up. And if we can get another take, I'm not going to dive so much into what I would like to see in an AEW Fight Forever 2, because that would take up the entire podcast. But we discussed it off the air, right? And we should run an AEW Fight Forever 2 show as well, because I would like to dive into a lot of things that I would like to see enhanced from the first game. And I think it's got a great foundation, though. You know, that's one thing I would say. AEW Fight Forever is a great foundation to get that sequel game. And if we get that sequel game, it could very much be, you know, WCW Nitro compared to, you know, WWF No Mercy, right? Like, that was the upgrade, WWF No Mercy to Nitro. So, you know, it is what it is. But how you feel on that subject, Conrad?
Yeah, I would love to have another opportunity at the AEW games. I think it makes it better. Like I said, there's just times where I want to throw it in, and it's like, yeah, this is something different. Cool. What did we run? We ran like one-on-ones. We ran like triple threats. That we did the casino battle royal. You could just do a bunch of different stuff in there, and it was cool. Penta's glove came off and his hand didn't disappear. We were like, oh, that's different. Okay, cool. Like, we did a bunch
Brian
of
Williams, by
stuff.
the way, who added those features into the 2K. Like, I don't want to give him full credit because I'm sure there's a full team behind it, but I definitely want to credit the mind of Brian Williams going into stuff like that.
The godfather of wrestling video games.
Yes, absolutely.
Brian, start selling shirts.
Soldier.
Yeah, Tony.
He hates when we all call him that, but it's the truth.
Yeah, if you sell those shirts, 10%. But yeah, I would love to see another game. I got a question for both of you guys. Is there a time limit on when UPW and the Wrestling Code can come out? Like, do you have a fear of, I don't know how much longer they can take with these games, just because like Wrestling Code has kind of went silent. It's been a long time since we've heard anything. Like, the last thing was what? Was it the Chris Danger promo?
Yeah.
Or was it the Bundy one too?
I think that was last year.
Yeah, that was
I'd
a
have to
while
go check
ago.
on my
So
timeline because I
yeah.
released a video when that came out, but
And I feel like UPW at least is constantly talking. So with them, at least you know what's going on. Like, if they're like, yeah, we're behind because we're doing this, and they're at Gamescom this week and stuff like that. Okay, we're hearing stuff. But is there like a point where you're like, if we get to here, I don't know how much longer people are going to want to wait, or they
here's the
keep
thing.
believing in it.
For me personally, and James may answer differently, but for me personally, if Ultra Pro Wrestling wanted to wait until 2028 to drop a game, I'd be fine with that. If you came correct, you had the match types, you had everything ready to go in the base game, because they're promoting a lot of this DLC, right? Like, it's a lot of character work that they're going to be doing, and this is the same kind of trap we fell into with AEW Fight Forever. But this is more. This is more DLC that they're promoting, and it's basically all the real wrestlers, right? You have your originals that are going to be in Ultra Pro Wrestling. How long are you going to have fun with originals until you want Raven's Flock, until you want, you know, everybody
Canyon.
else Canyon, all the stars that they're promoting. And from my knowledge, when we did the podcast with Ultra Pro Wrestling, they were only talking about releasing X, Y, and Z, right, on launch. Like, hey, cage match isn't there, or not cage match. I think they do have a cage match lined up because they sent me some sort of old footage that they had with a cage. So they have that, but ladder match isn't there. This isn't there. This isn't there. It's going to come at a later date, right? Like, to me, that would be an issue. Unless if you have what you have now as bare bones, like, right, another AEW Fight Forever game where you have your career mode, your basic match types, your basic weapons, and no real life stars, right? Like no legends at all. It's just your original characters. I would say release that as fast as you can, unless you ain't got your moves and everything else down. But if you wait until 2028 to release a bare bones game, who knows what 2K is going to have by then? You know what I mean? 2K26 could surprise everybody, right? I say that every year because I know who's working on the game, and they listen. You know what I mean? I might say some things that, isn't their favorite way to word things on Twitter or whatever, but they fucking see the show. They see the clips that people put out there. They hear my opinion on this. I've told them this in person. Brian knows me. I talked to Brian. So they understand where I'm coming from, right? Obviously, it's not all on the dev team. Like, that's what a lot of people in the community doesn't understand. They think, this dev team is fully responsible rather than taking a fucking list or a spreadsheet to Take-Two and saying, hey, this is what we want. And Take-Two saying, all right, cut this, and this. This is what you got time for. Here you go. You know what I mean? So it all comes down to a yearly release. But at the end of the day, we don't know what 2K26 is going to look like. We don't know what 2K28 is going to look like. So if Ultra Pro Wrestling waits too long, might be too little too late.
Yeah, you might miss out on your opportunity to strike because they could be one feature away from this is the next thing that people are always going to want now every single time. And then you got the AAA audience. Like, I think AAA is going to be in the next game. I think at least at minimum 100%. A DLC pack.
100%, yeah. Arenas, I could see a lot of assets from AAA going into WWE 2K26, which will be fun. It'll be fun to do. It's definitely got their DLC covered, right? Like a whole I guarantee we get a AAA pack. Like you said, I know a lot of people still want that Joe Hendry and everything, but keep in mind, WWE has not fucking purchased TNA yet. And I think that unless Joe Hendry's contract comes up, or other people, you know what I mean, and they just jump ship to WWE, you're not going to see Joe Hendry in a fucking WWE game because WWE wants to hold the keys to the kingdom, man. That is who they are.
Want to? They do.
But they want to hold everything. You know what I mean?
We have your belts.
They're gonna say yes. We'll give you partnerships with TNA, and then they'll have their low tier talent show up on TNA and win TNA's titles. Yeah, crush them, right? That's okay to partner with them that way. But, AJ Styles, we'll let him make a performance. You know what I mean? Like, he'll show up, he'll wave to the crowd, he'll leave. That's what
with his old theme song. There you go. My Faction exclusive.
So, that's kind of where we're at. You're not going to see full TNA assets in a WWE game. And if you do,
not until there's a purchase.
Wrong. Huh?
I say not until there's a purchase.
Not until there's a purchase. Exactly. But if you do, I'll say that I'm wrong. And I'll be shocked. I will say that. I would be surprised to see TNA in 2K26.
UFC? Any UFC celebs, wrestlers?
I could see that. I mean, why not? They're fucking owned by TKO.
At this point, if you're not expecting celebrities in that game, you can give it up. I could probably tell you who the AAA DLCs are going to be. That's how confident I am. Yeah. It'll probably be K-Dog. Just for you, James. Conan. You can pick whatever version you want. It'll probably be WCW, knowing them. Then you'll put in Psycho Clown.
Toss my salad and peel my potato.
Pause.
Fuck K-Dog, bro. If I have to sit through more commentary from him, dude, I'm muting the TV.
And there's our Conan audience.
Oh no.
Yeah, jeez.
Keeping it 100 on this podcast.
What was I about to say? Psycho Clown, Conan. Yo, you're making me laugh now. I could see. I'm trying to think. Vikingo will probably be in one.
The Iguana,
Mr. Iguana, yeah. Like, dude, and I'm sure they'll have some of the women's talent that are in there. maybe Fabi Apache, like whoever they can get, man, they will put in that game. Like I think it's a foregone conclusion that you're going to get it. I don't know. Maybe you guys think I'm bugging out on that, but it makes sense to do that, in my opinion.
I don't think you're bugging out at all. I think we 100% see AAA.
Some AAA.
Yeah. I think we see their assets. I think we see Triple Mania. I think we see that in the game for sure. We see the arena.
The belts?
Possibly.
Yeah.
I think I would
TNA
even
belts?
go as far. I would even go as far as to say that WWE would scan some of these guys in on launch.
Someone just said Micro Man. If that happens, Horace Waggle's got to get his appearance. He was waiting for a long time.
Yo, if that happens, you better let creator wrestlers get made that small too. James has been asking for years.
Oh, for Dink.
So James can be Omos and just destroy people? I don't think so.
No, I'll just hide under the ring.
If you guys haven't played with James online, man, like this fool's a major troll when it comes to those 2K games. We have our Discord, man, and everybody's like, well, you think well, I was giving somebody shit the other day. I think it was Joe Compton. Shout out to Joe, by the way.
What up, Joe?
I was like, all right, because he beat me one time in 2K, right? But it was like a triple threat, and it was that backstage brawl to where you get knocked out and all that shit. You know what I mean? So I got knocked out in the game, and I was like, you know what? And then we played regular matches, walk through them, right? Your boy walked through him. Like I'm gonna be honest. So when it came down to he showed his world heavyweight championship in our Discord. I was like, that's it, man. I'm tired of you talking shit. Put that title on the line. We're going right now. And then James chimed in and he's like, oh, you think that you're better than Jesse, James? And I'm like, bro, James will walk through your ass. I don't want to hear. I don't know if you've ever played James. James is fucking good at this game. Like, don't let him fool you, man. I beat him tons of times, but me and him know each other. Like, we know how each other play, so it's different. But when I watch James go up against randoms, dude, it's hilarious to me because James will troll your ass, bro. That's a wrong cat to get in the ring with if you don't know how he plays.
I ain't letting little Timmy walk over me.
There it goes again. All right, we're fucking done with this conversation.
No, but yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, 2K26, man. I do see them, getting the assets for AAA. That's not beyond anything. And even UFC, like, it's kind of crazy that we haven't seen like a Conor McGregor, walk into the WWE 2K games, but I think he kind of brings his own controversy as well, though.
Yeah.
I don't really follow him too much anymore, but
celebrity involvement's going to be in though, no matter what.
Yes.
James, who do you keep saying is going to be in? Jelly Roll. Yeah. Like Jelly Roll's probably going to be in. I'm trying to think of who else. Bad Bunny returning at any moment could happen. Snoop. You know what I mean? Snoop.
I think people have been asking for
TKO
Snoop Dogg for a long time.
Yeah, he might come with a high price though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Locked content behind that character. Boy comes out to DOGG. I guarantee you ain't putting
You
that
got
on no
Cody
creative
Rhodes
wrestler.
chiming in with his rap.
Oh, good. Yo, that Cody Rhodes rap used to be the death of my AEW reviews. When that would come out, bloopy and bloopy, let's get wild. Wrestling has more than one royal family. I'm like, all right, turn them off. That's it. Put the original back on now.
So let's wrap up this discussion so we can get to the chat and see what they'd like to see within 2K26 and get their thoughts a little bit. But as far as gaming as a whole right now, it's a stranglehold, right? WWE's got a stranglehold on a lot of companies. UFC has the stranglehold. Do you have anything else to add when it comes down to the monopoly that is WWE? And I know everybody hates that word, but it's the fucking truth, man. Like that's exactly what it is.
My thing with this, when you got AAA, obviously they acquire them. You got TNA working with them. Do you still do the March release, or do you hold off until October with GTA come in? Does Wrestling Code and them go at the same time just to compete with them? Same year, GTA is going to be the big dog in the house. I would expect 2K to bump it up to get something compared to GTA, because GTA is a powerhouse. So do you move the dates, or do you stick with March?
Go ahead, Conrad. I like March for the WWE games. I think it's much better and it's not crowded. I hated the what was it before, like October, November release right before Christmas. Too many
Me too.
games. You had COD, you had late Madden getters, you had people getting what was it, NBA 2K, hockey. Like there's just too much coming out all at the same time for sports wise. I like March. It feels like WrestleMania is your time. This is your time period. And it's just when GTA or like a Metal Gear Solid's going to drop randomly. I mean, you got comp. I don't know.
Yeah, but it sounds like GTA is also being pushed back again, right? Like that's what the rumor and the meal is right now is GTA is going to be releasing in September of next year now, not in May, right? Original, I think it was May 25th or something like that.
Yeah. It's not like they're going to be crying against each other. It's all going to the same place.
Yeah.
Right. I don't think WWE is too. I don't think they're too worried, but at the same time, I do think that they'd step it up to make sure at least players are playing their game, right? They'd want to. You would think anyway. You would think that they'd want to have a reason to pop back on because this year with my faction, even for my faction players, it's been terrible. The content has been terrible. Like it's not enough, right? At first, I think everybody was really happy with things like World Tour and, Persona cards being released left and right and easier to obtain Persona cards. And then they got everybody, right? It's that Dave Chappelle moment. Gotcha, bitch. That's exactly what it was when it came down to something like Alexa Bliss, right? Like the Alexa Bliss 25. That was the first time that we seen the price increase for packs. And then we've seen a lot of that since then. And nothing has gone down either, by the way. So
yeah, comment I want to throw in, like, how was 2K or how was WWE 13 when GTA got released? I think a month beforehand. I don't remember if GTA got more praise or was 13.
GTA is always going to get more praise.
Well, I don't know if 13 was, hey, it's above and beyond. It's doing well. Like, I don't recall.
WWE 13 was good. That was the Attitude Era game. It was fun.
Yeah. That might have been why they busted out the Attitude Era game, too.
That's true. Yeah. They knew it was coming around the corner, so.
And 2K picked them up right after that, I think, too, right? That was when it was announced kind of officially, like it's going to happen once we have the date.
Yeah, 2K14 came out October 29, 2013. GTA 5 came out September 2013. It's a month difference.
Rocky says it was 2K14 that released the same year as GTA 5.
Yeah.
So, either way, 2K14 is as praised as that game is. I feel like thinking about 2K14, I can't remember having as much fun on like a 2K14 as like a WWE 13. Come to think about it, you know what I mean? Like when WWE 13 came out, that was the end of THQ to me.
I feel like they went out with a two punch. Like it was like, here's the Attitude Era, and then here's like the best of WrestleMania, everything that we had. I can remember what do I want to call him? Brother Man ripping the shirt, and like my friends were going crazy, like, dude, that looks so cool. Like we haven't seen something like that in a while. And it was just little things that they did that they were like, oh, I'm so like hyped up for that, impressed.
Yeah.
2K14 had 30 years of Mania. They had the Undertaker streak mode, the customizable WWE Universe mode, and then the Become Immortal career mode when GTA came out.
My fear is obviously, we were talking off air about this, man, is like Showcase like is so high on like 2K's priority list. And I don't know. For me, Showcase isn't it. Like I've always hated Showcase. They haven't been able to accomplish anything on Showcase mode that has pulled me in and said, yes, I love this. How many years have we been doing Showcase mode? Since the beginning, right? Like 2K15, I think is when Showcase. Well,
13 technically.
Yeah, but 13 was a little different because that was an era mode. So you were reliving the entire Attitude Era as compared to. Like here's the Undertaker Showcase, or here's 30 years of WrestleMania, to where you're just playing WrestleMania classics. It is what it is. JCSJ in the chat, Showcase has 0 replay value, and that's a fucking fact, dude. Regardless, like I've never heard of anybody going back to play Showcase mode and having fun with it ever.
No, it's a one and done.
It's got to be the least played mode.
It's not a story
in the
mode.
game.
That's how it was for me back in the day. What was the main priority for like the old school games? It was the story mode because it was different. You can go this route, this route, this route, this route, and then showcase. It's one way. That's it. Maybe you want to play for a trophy, but
I feel like we were just talking about, the Attitude Era. If they went that route to where it was just, hey, here's the Ruthless Aggression Era, right? In a showcase mode, I guess. Maybe that would be different. I don't know. I'm not really sure how I would feel about it regardless, because I'm not a big fan of replaying something that I've watched countless times. You know what I mean? Like, I've seen it. We've lived it. We get it, right? And your modern fans that love WWE, they could give a shit less. Like, I'm gonna go on and say it. I hear more modern day fans want more NXT stars within WWE 2K26 rather than getting your legends like Demolition. You know what I mean? Like, we don't give a shit about legends. We want modern day people. That's what most of their new fan base says. And I say new because most of these people playing the games today just started watching wrestling again when the Bloodline started.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bloodline, Cody.
Bloodline.
So that's new. That's fairly new. You know what I mean? So if they're wanting to see, an Undertaker showcase, then I get it. You know what I mean? That's still kind of like the old school fan if you want to see an Undertaker showcase, because none of these new fans even lived through the Undertaker's career. But me personally, I'd like to see something more along the lines of like a Ruthless Aggression or ECW or WCW, something different. You know what I mean? Because where we're at now, there's no storytelling.
It goes back to the contracts too, though. Like, you want to do WCW, where's Dean Malenko? Oh, he works for AEW. We can't use him. What if we wanted to get, I don't know, like Chris Jericho? I know he may come back, but he's in AEW, can't use him. And at the time they had Mark Henry, Arn Anderson, no Four Horsemen. Like, it crushes a lot of ideas or plans that people do want to have. And then, we need Sting for this mode. Oh, he's locked up over there. So there's definitely going to be some things that will present issues for it. Getting New Jack in the game seemed cool, but there's going to be other points in time too where it's going to be difficult to reach out and get some of those other guys too. It's tough today. I don't know what they can do to definitely have it happen. You're going to have to look at what roster you have and what you can actually use the assets for.
Yeah, 100%. That's definitely poses an issue when you can't lock down.
Ask Billy Gunn and Jake Roberts how they got in.
Yeah, well, they have, they have special contracts. Like they still get toys made by Mattel as well. So
that might have been when they were playing nice too, when they signed those deals, and they were like, "Can I just please keep that deal? Like, it helps me." You know what I mean? Like, they're not guys that are used on TV often, so it's like it's money in my pocket.
It's not make or break for them. So.
And the thing, like a lot of people request Sting to come back in the game. The thing about Sting that people don't understand is he respects Tony Khan. You know what I mean? And if Tony Khan would rather him not be involved with WWE, then Sting ain't going to do it. Like, Sting can still make his bread elsewhere, right? Like, still does
Realtor Steve is real.
Yeah, like he still does his appearances. He still has his side hustles. Sting does his thing, man. Like, he doesn't need to be in a 2K game, realistically. It sucks for fans. You know what I mean? Because I'd like to see Sting back in the game, but
he's not hurting for it. So
no, he's not hurting for it, and that's what it comes down to. And I don't think that Sting holds any grudges, because that's just not the type of person that Sting is. But we have heard the comments on, I wish this was done differently. You know what I mean? Like, coming from Sting himself, from some of the things that happened in WWE, but.
I think it'd be cool if you could have the legends just in like I don't know. This is where like a union might be better. Like, where the legends could just be in a pot and like, they can be in all the games. Just pick and choose who you want. That'd be good for them, I think, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you're a legend, you shouldn't be held down or tied to any one company, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like, you've paid your dues. You're at where you're at. You know what I mean? You got a Legends contract. It is what it is. But we know how the world of professional wrestling works, and that's unfortunate.
You might get a farewell tour match. Who knows? Ask Goldberg.
Speaking of Showcase, man, I mean, what would you guys actually like to see? I mean, Showcase isn't fucking going anywhere.
I was gonna say it going away.
Yeah, it's not going anywhere, so we're not gonna
No comment.
pretend
Next
that it
question.
is. We're not gonna pretend it is. What would you like to see from a Showcase this year that might, I don't know, help you engage with it more? I guess give it some replay value.
I don't know. I think you nailed a lot of them before, like Ruthless Aggression. I would even consider like an Undertaker one, I guess. Or like a Monday Night Wars one, maybe where you could pick and choose some of the matches so that way you can jump around a little bit and just talk about why this match was important. You could probably do that for 2 game cycles if you wanted to, but I just don't see the value in it either, to be honest.
I just want them to bring back a fucking free roam mode. You know what I mean? Like something to where it gives me access to running backstage and seeing some of the stuff that you see on WWE television, like gorilla position, right? Just walking in that position, seeing Triple H sitting there, Bruce Pritchard sitting there, you know, just seeing stuff that's familiar to you on TV. I guess that would be cool and different. But unless they do that with My Rise, I don't see it happening, right? Like My Rise is probably as close as we're going to get. But as far as My Rise goes, you're kind of just stuck in one position listening to people talk. And there's no free roam in My Rise, unfortunately. So, James, how do you feel about it?
For Showcase, I mean, yeah, I think you guys nailed it. Like, yeah, we've been preaching. Like, obviously you have WCW, you know. Oh, you can't put this person because they're in such and such company. Oh, you have this guy. Oh, we just don't want to pay for that basis. They're already trying to embrace ECW with WrestlePalooza. Do you put maybe more ECW in the mix? You know, brace some of the old stuff. Some of the old, you know, how many we've had, what, 13, 14 showcases? You know, I know they want to, like we've said it with the modern day wrestling, it's not for us. It's for the newer viewership of fans. That seems what they're going with the games as well. Just like with the controller layout, we used to get 2 button reversals. Now it's 1. It's, you know, I don't know, just different factors. Give me more WCW, ECW. Push it all around the realms. Like you guys mentioned, Attitude Era and everything else. Put Nitro, put Thunder. I don't think we've had Thunder in a video game in I don't know how many years.
No Thunder Arena.
Ever.
I don't think I've ever seen it, yeah. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Kind of wild to think about, actually.
You wasted all those parts, man. Think about it. When have you seen Guilty as Charged, November to Remember? You guys have all this stuff, and you never use it.
No December to Dismember.
No. Well, you could.
We have had that.
Yeah, don't put that in.
WWE version.
Eastern Classic Wrestling.
There's a lot of assets that they haven't used from both WCW and ECW. I'm curious to see what will get used for. Obviously, AAA, they're going to keep going and keep running it the way it is as of right now, anyway. I don't know what is down the line for them, but curious to see what gets used from those assets as well in a game, you know what I mean? But, yeah, I don't know, man. For Showcase, it's just not fun for me, you know. You know, Rocky right here too. Give me Bash at the Beach, an actual beach, right? We've only had the exact same Nitro arena ever. Like they've never gotten any other versions of Nitro, like, you know, the WCW logo as the entrance ramp, you know. None of that. We've never seen that.
Give me the Nitro girls on the ramp.
We've gotten tons of different versions of Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, all that stuff, but we've never seen multiple versions of WCW Nitro, which there has been tons. Like the whole beach concept, right? What was the one that they did at where did they do that? Panama Beach, right? Panama Beach,
Florida. We are here for the greatest event in professional wrestling history.
Where you would see wrestlers just get thrown into the water and stuff. That was always fun to me.
Yeah.
Club La Vila. They used to do it from nightclubs too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, look, they don't even give us the assets to make things like that and create an arena. So
Sturgis, Eric Bischoff would like it.
Don't give them any bad ideas, James.
Yo, honestly, though, he's not lying, though. Like, when it came to Hog Wild, we haven't seen anything. You know, like, that was a pretty unique situation, seeing all the bikers on there, you know.
Till they got sued for that name, got to use Road Wild.
Yeah. Yeah.
Harley Davidson was like, no.
Somebody modded this to a Jericho Cruise arena, and shout out. I can't remember who it was, but shout out to them. Like I've seen the pictures on Twitter. Phenomenal, by the way. Yeah, it's like just
even tripping to the
cruise,
Trips arenas were cool. I mean,
Yeah.
I know it was for a different cause, but it was different. It was out of the realm. Like you seen tanks on the outside of the ring. You had the vehicles inside as well.
Yeah, what's good, Apex? He says, giving us a showcase that highlights shit that just happened a year or two ago is ridiculous. Yeah,
Facts.
That's where I'm at with it. Like, I don't need to rewatch this. Like, we see it in a video package every single week. You know what I mean? Or in some sort of whatever WWE is playing on the Peacock, right? Like that's what we're seeing and viewing. So, how about a mall arena? Yeah, Mall of America, the very first WCW arena. Why not?
Home of future WrestleManias.
Yeah. Conrad's favorite lunatic says, "Hey Jesse, I want to see WWE 2K26 Bray Wyatt showcase, including his last match versus LA Knight Mountain Dew Pitch Black match." The Mountain Dew Pitch Black match, surprised we didn't even get that. We have things like lights out matches in my faction. Why is this not an option for create a match to turn out the lights? If you can do that and incorporate it into the game, why not give the fans the option to do that? I would like to recreate my own version of a lights out match on a card somewhere. You know what I mean?
So what happens in the lights out matches? I don't play them, so
it's just the lights just go out. There's no lights on the game, and it's like a dark arena, really dark.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty cool. It actually looks. I actually like it. I think it's cool. It's different, but it's just a little option that you can add. It's got to be a toggle switch, right? Like just toggle on or off the lights. Like, come on.
That's it.
But that's sort of where we're at right now. You know what I mean? It's crazy. I hope it also won't have a Seth Rollins showcase.
Oh, please no.
Gotcha, bitch.
Okay.
Gotcha, bitch. It's small, but I want to see more name calls for the announcement. So you're probably talking about what? Create a wrestler, right? You can just customize the name calls. Pick like 6 top superstars and give us a storyline for each star in Road to WrestleMania.
You mean you're not tired of playing Hogan and Andre?
If I never saw that match again.
Oh, brother. Oh, my God. I just thought of something. Fucking Hulk Hogan showcase could be a thing in 2K26.
No.
Oh, my goodness. I just now remembered that. Like, holy shit. That could
Sheik's
probably
rolling in
be
his
something
grave
that
right
they would
now
do.
as we speak.
Oh, dude. Have we ever had we have not. We have not had a Hulk Hogan showcase.
The 80th World's Strongest Slam from Conrad.
oh, you got me, brother.
I was about to say that.
Oh, my God. See, what had happened was you held me so tight. It was too tight. Yo, me and Jay were cracking up about that last week. That shit was funny. Yeah. Oh, my God, dude. I just now thought of that. That's probably what we're getting, man.
Yeah, you'll get 50 Hogan attires in there. Jesus.
Honestly, I wouldn't complain about that because there's a lot of Hogan attires that we haven't gotten.
Okay, Mr. America, you can put that in there.
Yeah. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, it'll be Thunder. What was his name in Rocky for my faction?
Thunderlips.
Thunderlips or whatever.
Yeah.
Thunderlips exclusive.
Or Rip, dude. Rip from what was that movie? No Holds Barred.
Yeah, rip him. What's that smell?
Dookie.
Horrible.
Oh, dude. It was like one of the worst movies ever, dude. But
it's so bad it's good though.
Yeah, so nostalgia. Yeah. Damn, dude, I can really see that happening. Hulk Hogan showcase. Dookie. Yeah, dude. So yeah, Mr. America. Dude, fuck, there's so many assets that you could use with Hulk Hogan. Damn. Didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
I really didn't. That might be what we're getting.
They've already had a Hulkamania edition for one of the games.
I don't think they do that. I think it's too soon. Someone mentioned Bray. Bray might be a possibility as well if they wanted to. I don't know though.
I think it's too little, too late.
Why so?
I don't look. They're not even hyping up the Wyatt Six really. I mean, they got the titles, but
it doesn't feel the same. I don't know.
I'm not going to complain if we do. get a Bray Wyatt showcase because I like Bray Wyatt. Like he was one of my favorites to watch, character work anyway. You know what I mean? As far as wrestling, you know, and then the bell rang, brother. Like that is what it is. But still, like I'm one of those pro wrestling fans that believes that it's moments over matches in my mind. Like I know you guys, a certain somebody had made that quote that, you know, we're not big fans of, but I also believe that it is moments over matches.
See Hogan cash in his Money in the Bank on Yokozuna.
I'm all for a good moment, but I do think the matches matter too, because if you have two great characters in there, but they're about to shit the bed for like 15, 20 minutes, dude, everyone remembers that Hulk Hogan Undertaker match from 2002. That match is shitty. I already swore, so shitty, bro. Like that's the worst chokeslam I've ever seen. And I'm like, these are two of the biggest stars. What is this right now? It's horrible. But then sometimes you get two horrible wrestlers, they can have a great match.
Yeah. Well, listen, I'm not saying that matches don't matter. I'm just saying that it's it's definitely the moments over the matches. But yes, 100%, you're gonna remember the classics when it comes down to the match. But you know what makes us fans are our moments when it comes down to it. You know what I mean? There's certain moments in time. Like I couldn't call you the Hulk Hogan versus Rock at WrestleMania 18. I couldn't call you every single move that happened within that match. But what I could tell you is the moment I felt when those two were staring down and the crowd was going ape shit, like that was a fucking moment, dude.
As you know, me and Jesse are opposite on this. Watch that match on mute, though.
No, I know. I get it.
You're going to be like, Jesus, this sucks.
Not the best match, but that moment will always stand the test of time. You know what I mean? So it's definitely moments over the matches, in my opinion. But, you know, Bray Wyatt was one of those characters. It was the moments over the matches. Like, I couldn't tell you everything that happened in a Bray Wyatt match, like, you know, word or move for move, right? But I could tell you how I felt watching some of his promos and thinking, like, God damn, dude, this guy was so fucking good. Like, he just had it, dude. Like, watching Bray Wyatt and seeing, you know, like the ultimate horror movie character, right? Like he could have fucking been in this movie. He was in his own movie, right? Like that's what was great about WWE doing some of the stuff. And kudos to WWE too for producing a lot of it the way they did, especially his return, right? Like that shit will be a moment in history, right? Like that when Bray Wyatt came back to WWE after being released, like holy shit, dude. Like goosebumps.
Yeah, and I agree with you on that. Like he was one of my favorite characters to watch too. Like he was always really, really good, and he always like captivated you. It's not always just about the moves. Yes. It's the cadence and how he talks. What is he trying to do? Yeah. He would try to get the good guy to like even turn a little bit, like, yeah, you see, but I'm talking right though, right? Like I'm not talking foolish. Such good stuff, man.
Dude, there was something about Bray that like he'd be doing the goofy ass fucking Firefly Funhouse shit, right? Like it's just like, hi kids, and then all of a sudden just fucking flip on a dime, and he would give that serious cadence like you were talking about, and bro, I'd listen to every single word he said, you know what I mean? And it just reminded me so much of Jake Roberts back in the day, like how Jake Roberts wouldn't have to yell, he would just talk to you. You know what I mean? But it was the tone that he was using and the seriousness in his face, and you just fucking took this guy seriously. You know what I mean? And that's what I loved about Bray Wyatt, dude. It was just something about him. So yeah, if they did a Bray Wyatt showcase, I would definitely be all for it just to watch that play out again. Not so much to play the matches, but you know, just to see a collage of his moments. I guess is what we're talking about.
I asked Grok on here, like, what should be the showcase? Hold on. They gave me 3 options. They gave me a Click showcase, a Hart Family Dynasty, and then a Women's Revolution one.
All right.
What do you think about those options?
You said a Hart Dynasty one?
That shit will never happen.
Brett, Jim Neidhart, Bulldog.
No chair for you, buddy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see
where the fuck is Owen?
In the words of Chris Williams, get over it, Martha.
Yo, R.I.P. man, Owen.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you could do something with them, but you're gonna have to really focus on like the Heart Foundation. Then you're gonna have to focus on like Bulldogs, like side missions with like Sean, and then Brett side missions with Sean. I don't know, man.
With the booty shorts.
I thought that same shit stolen to me. I asked Grok, and I'm like, oh god. Yo, no. We don't ask Grok here on the Pro Wrestling Shoot. What the fuck is going on? Yo, Grok, can you explain this? Can you summarize this for me? What the fuck?
That's the first thing I look for now. And anytime you're on like X and someone says something,
Yeah,
Grok, is this true? I'm like, yeah. Tell them to make your lunch for work too. Jeez Louise.
Yo, Grok, we fact check this. Like, good lord, what are we doing here? What are we doing? The women's revolution. Conrad, how do you feel about a women's storyline? I think that's needed. But...
yeah, I think you could do it for sure. Your focus may have to be like the newer side. So who was it? Maybe like Bianca, Rhea Ripley, Io, Asuka might be another good one to put in there.
Or here's an idea. I don't know. Just throwing it out there. I don't, for shits and giggles. Maybe you put Tori fucking Wilson in the game and Tori Wilson gets her own fucking showcase. How about that? I don't know. Just throwing it out there.
She's got legs.
That's
Stacey.
That's Stacey.
I know, but you cut over to me, so I didn't know where else to go with that. She's got legs.
I knew you were about to do something. That's why I cut over to you. Yo, clip that shit.
Yo, Tori. Tori always had that weird. I don't know why Tori and them aren't in the games. Like I couldn't tell you.
You got Victoria coming up.
Yeah, she should be into though. There's a lot of people from the Ruthless Aggression era that should just be added in. Jazz, where's Jazz?
Yeah, they got Mickey James on the LFG show.
Yo, Jazz, I remember Jazz being one of my absolute favorite when she was up. She changed, her and Victoria to me changed the face. A lot of people will give that credit to Trish and Lita, but when I seen women like Victoria and Jazz, I was like, dude, we're getting somewhere here.
Hold on, Trish and Lita made me a man. Now I'm gonna be honest.
No. Here we go.
Hold on. But I'll say this though: Trish did bust her ass from where she was when she was like first came in as a manager to where she got. Like that's Trish Stratus is old, I think, for her dedication, and Lita too. Like Lita was just doing.
But that I'm not like
downgrading.
Yeah, I'm not downgrading anything that they've done. I'm saying that a lot of the talk will go to ladies like that, but. When I look back, I think of ladies like Jazz and Victoria who were also fucking killing the game, dude.
Like we just talked about at WrestleMania 18, I'm a big believer in it takes two to tango.
Ivory and Jackie, sorry.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, if Kali's having a great match with Cena in there, you got to give them both credit. You can't just be like, oh, John carried him through the match. Like, well, he's in there, bro. He's got to do his part too. Like, come on. Yo, who put Al Wilson? Yo, stole the YouTube is wild.
Yo.
Dawn Marie, bring it back.
Run it back. Tammy Sitch in the next video games.
One time for Hub. Deborah.
Yeah. Know who I'd like to see? Know who Hub would like to see? Deborah. Yo, this fucking guy has got me saying that every time you guys are live now. Just like, Deborah. Come on now. Bro. Yeah, I'd be okay. I'd be okay with a women's revolution showcase mode. And that's kind of right up the alley of Cornell too, because he is definitely more pro women's wrestling than anything else. So, you know, somebody being on the dev team working on that, I could see a women's revolution showcase. I mean,
I
think
comment,
you should do
bras and panties.
No.
Yeah, no. That shit's wild to me. Like, I feel like the women have come way too far to even still be bringing shit like that up. You know what I mean? Like these women are killing it nowadays, especially in WWE in modern day, man. Like the women are probably having more exciting matches than the men, I would have to say. 90% of the time when it comes to the Monday Night Raw. Anyway, I don't watch SmackDown, so I don't.
I've noticed a shift in like younger people that I know, and I'm talking like people who like I know they have their kids and they'll come over and see I'm watching wrestling. They'll be like, "Oh, did you see?" And they'll bring up the women's matches. They're not bringing up like the guys' matches or anything like that. And I've just noticed it more and more lately. I'm like, "Oh, that's interesting." I'm just like, "Okay, it's changing." I'm like, "Yeah." You know,
that's actually pretty cool too. One like a lot of comments that I hear online, and this is probably just from like WWE stans or fucking AEW haters in general, is that AEW's women's division is in shambles, and that to me that couldn't be farther from the truth, because
that's their best division,
dude. I love the women's division in AEW, and I've always loved the women's division in AEW. There is something different happening over there, especially when it comes to their matches. So for me, I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and say, hey, this division's better than this division, because I enjoy both. I enjoy, fuck all that. Like that, you already know what I don't like on the women's division.
Yeah.
Not a Mercedes fan. So
creative control mode.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, she's running the whole wrestling world.
You got that Mercedes
England.
Hogan rocking over there with all the belts.
Did you guys hear me on my pod? Did you hear me on my pod when I was like that? Oh, I didn't know you guys care so much about Polish independent wrestling, guys. Tell me more.
Yeah.
I can't believe they did this.
Yeah. Yo, like, how can you call a women's division trash that has somebody like Toni Storm? Even Mercedes. Like, I'm not a fan, but
Julia Hart.
Julia Hart, you have fucking
Sky
Athena,
Blue.
dude. Athena over there
Even
killing
Willow
it.
has impressed me.
Mina
Willow.
Shirakawa. Yeah.
Fuck, dude. Yeah, I look, the women's division over there goes hard. I don't care what anybody says, man. Like, obviously they're not watching the product. They're just they're here to hate. And you could tell which ones are like kind of bottish as well on Twitter that are saying it, and it's always somebody that has like 20 followers too. So like I've noticed that.
Athena's another one, Jay. Yeah.
Who?
Athena.
Athena,
Yeah, that's what I
Willow,
just said, Athena,
Statlander.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You can go through. There's plenty of them, even on the
Yeah.
undercard.
Chris Statlander,
Billy Starks.
Billy Starks, yep.
Stars.
Oh my goodness. Sky Blue is fun to watch.
Red Velvet.
The one
She's
from
improved.
Mass.
Oh, what's I haven't seen her in a long time, but Sammy's girl, Sammy Guevara's girl.
Oh yeah, Ty Conti.
Tay.
Yeah, she.
Ty Conti, dude. Like,
Yeah.
every time I see Ty Conti in a match, dude, it's fucking a banger. Like,
Dude, I'm
and they're
telling you that
usually doing
those tag belts are coming so that they have stuff to do with the other people on the undercard.
I'm usually watching like Ty Conti when she's in like a lights out match, like those like
Those are
Always
fire.
delivers. Always delivers.
women's lights out match in AEW, dude. There's nothing like it. Like, it's
And they do all the same stuff. Like there's
All the
blood,
same.
it's everything.
yeah, it's so much fun, dude, to watch that shit. And then, God, I feel like I'm leaving some women out too. And that's
Thunder
terrible.
Rosa.
Thunder Rosa,
Oh,
Thunder
yeah.
Rosa, dude. Like, how could I forget about Thunder Rosa? But yeah, Thunder Rosa, dude. Like,
Jamie Hayter. Oh my goodness.
so many women that I'm forgetting. Yeah, Jamie Hayter's so fun to watch, dude. Like, it's crazy to think that women's division is trash. Like, you ain't watching the fucking show. Like, it's clear. But yeah, either way, once again, I'm not saying like one division's better than the other, because I think that WWE's women's division is 100% killing the game right now. We just lost Naomi, but congratulations to Naomi, man. Like, and Big Jim, for
Hey
that
Jim, what
Netflix
you been doing?
for that Netflix and chill, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, dude, Naomi on the run of her career, you know what I mean? Like, 100%. She brought out the best in herself, and sad to see that go, but incredibly happy for him, by the way.
Yeah. And the roster's not hurt at all. Like
No.
in totality.
They're fun.
Honestly, we were sitting up here. I was talking with my other buddy today about it. I'm like, dude, I don't know who they put this title on. You have so many choices. Like, you got Stephanie Vaquer. You could go back to Rhea Ripley, Io Sky. Like,
Julia.
the roster's good. Yeah, you got Asuka and Kyrie doing stuff again now. Like,
You
dude,
got
Jay
that story
Cargill.
with Io Sky and Oscar right now. Well, Kyrie Sane as well. I think they're gonna turn on him. Obviously, like, the turn's gonna happen, but yeah, crazy, dude. The women are killing it over in professional wrestling as a whole. Really. So yeah, Rhea too. Yeah, I see PWJ said no Rhea. Little Oos on the way. Yeah.
More bloodline.
Yo, that line was classic, by the way. She's killing it, dude. She's killing it. I'm so happy for her.
They're about to be sitting on the pod with Rikishi. Yeah, And another thing.
Oh my God. You don't go push Jey Uso like that. This guy's a star. This guy's a star. What you mean he ain't the main event?
Why isn't Zilla main event in SummerSlam?
Yeah. Yeah. Good times, man. Look, listen. 2K26, I feel like, has to surprise everybody, right? Sucks that we only have one game per year, but that is what it is right now. I'm, like for fans out there that want WWE 2K to give up the rights and go to a different developer, I want you all to remember something. When you want a wrestling company to go away, it's the same fucking thing. You know what I mean? Like you want one company to rule this shit, WWE, and you think that, one company having the rights to a video game is bad. That's how most wrestling fans who watch all of pro wrestling as a whole feel with only one pro wrestling company. So pro wrestling having multiple companies is good for pro wrestling, right? And it's good for the talent too. You think WWE stars are going to be getting paid more money if there's no AEW? I don't think so, man.
Good for the fans too. It wasn't a
Yeah.
long time ago. There was a young Conrad chilling, walking around. Bills could have won some Super Bowls, but didn't. And I was watching New Japan Pro Wrestling on WCW, and I was like, yo, who's this Great Muta dude? Who's Jushin Liger? And then I loved New Japan. I always was like, yo, what's that New Japan company doing? And I would try to look it up. Once I got a computer, I'll be like, oh, Macho Man wrestled Jushin Liger? What? I didn't know that. And then I would go back and watch all this stuff. Like, that is good for the business, because when you get tired of WWE, you can go over and do that. WWE gets some people you like, you're back over here again. Like, there's options, and it should always be like that. And it keeps rotating because wrestlers are going to move around. Chris Jericho, I heard the whole talk. Like, should Jericho be back in the games and stuff? Hell yeah. If you can get him, put him back in.
Fuck yeah.
Like, yeah, dude, Chris Jericho should probably go back over there. Once you've done everything there is to do, you go back over here, then you come back to AEW and they got fresh new talent for you to work with, and it's stale over there. Like, that's how this works. It's wrestling, man.
It's crazy to think about Jericho too, because like when you think, how we seen Jericho leave. Yeah. Bye guys. Hi guys. Like all that shit. I was like, dude, I can't wait for this guy to get off fucking TV. Like I've seen enough of it. But, seeing him show back up into a WWE, putting motherfuckers on the list.
I'm gonna want Fozzy in the game.
I'm gonna pop for that. You know what I mean? Like, let's
dude,
go.
Imagine you're watching like Royal Rumble or something, and then that countdown clock pops up, and you're like, "What is this?" And it's something new, and then all of a sudden you hear the poof, and then you hear the bum bum, goosebumps right now, rock mode. You're gonna hear "Break the walls down." I bet you half of these people talking shit are gonna jump up and be like, "He's back!"
Yeah, that's exactly.
I've always loved them.
Yeah, that's my guy.
It's funny.
Go ahead, James.
I got a notification that he reposted his Royal Rumble return on TikTok.
Yeah. We know, Chris, you're working. I know. Go do your thing.
Royal Rumbles in Saudi too. That would be the first time that he would show up in Saudi.
I've always loved Saudi, bro. I was grumpy.
Yo, he's been to Saudi before, hasn't he? Chris Jericho?
He said it was the worst thing.
Yeah,
I think he went to the first one, and then he went to AEW, and he's like, "Yeah, I would never go back. It was the worst thing."
Listen, I would love to have Chris Jericho back in WWE strictly to have him back in the games, and plus, I feel like he's kind of done everything there is to do in AEW. Like, what else could Chris Jericho do in AEW? I mean, he's done everything in WWE as well. But
hey, Chris, we need you to go to TNA.
Honestly, I think he's going to be used on a like big show basis too. He's not going to be on every week.
Right. It'll definitely be, the final run, so to speak. You know what I mean, for Chris Jericho. But I'd like to see. I know this is probably unpopular, but if WWE brings him back, Jericho. I think the only way to do it is to bring the break the walls down theme. But how fucking dope would it be to see WWE fans singing Judas, dude? That would be different.
It would be.
I don't know.
Do you pair him with Kevin Owens again?
Conrad over here. Surprise.
Traitor.
You guys don't hate this song now?
Oh, wait a minute. They know the lyrics?
I'm like James. I'm like James. Oh, you know what? I have some screenshots from 2019. I'd love to show you real quick, bud.
Shit.
I've always loved Fozzy. Let's promote that.
Hey,
on
what's
the shop.
that one dude, the biggest troll guy for WWE who's got like the picture of Fat Jericho? Like that's his profile
Oh,
picture.
it's,
I blocked him.
Oh, Jesus.
Junkie.
Junkie, okay.
Yeah.
Junkie, yeah. I'd like to see his fucking take if Jericho shows up. He's still gonna have that same profile
Yeah,
picture or
just-
what?
Junkie Diamond.
You know what I mean?
It's going to be like Jericho and WCW flexing after, like, come on, baby, yeah.
Yeah. Like Jericho looks great. Welcome home.
By the
Yo.
way, AEW started the war first. They moved to Wednesdays.
Yeah, it wasn't the Hall of Fame thing. So yeah, Apex, I agree, and this goes back to what I was saying with WWE brain stuff. Though they made those shows $9.99 with the network, bro, and you're never going to get past that. Like now, everybody's like, "Oh, all pay-per-view should be $9.99." Tony Khan's like, "Hold on, player, I need to get some money first." Like
That's a
take it
fact,
easy on
though.
me.
That is a
Yeah.
fact.
Yeah, like it's going to be super difficult to get another company to pay for your libraries. What library do you have if you're Tony Khan? Like, okay, you got Ring of Honor, but it's stuck to your own thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not that easy.
Wait a minute. I just recently discovered that AEW has all the past pay-per-views on Max. And
Now,
brother,
yeah.
this last weekend, I was watching a lot of AEW. I was watching like the first Wrestle Dream that I went to. I was like, oh shit, we have this? Guess what else I went back and watched? The fucking dog collar match. Fantastic. You know what I
which
mean?
one? Which one? Punk and MJF?
Punk and MJF, yeah.
All right. I thought about Brody and Cody too. Like that was a good one too.
Is that on there?
I think it's on the old Dynamite section if you
I
go
think
to
it was
that.
a Dynamite.
Oh
Yeah.
shit. Yeah,
Yeah,
see,
bro.
so there's some good
Was-
shit to go back and watch.
Was that the one where Cody came back with the black hair and then he?
Yes.
Yeah, I believe
Yeah.
so.
That might have been
Yeah, I think
Brody's
that
last
was
match.
Brody's last match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy. RIP to Brody too, man. But
it's
yeah,
crazy.
like the AEW's not bad. They got some good stuff on there. It may not be
Yeah.
your thing right away, but like I said, if you give it a chance, I think you'll like it. And you know,
No, we're watching
What is?
WrestlePalooza.
you got to have more than 5 matches to be a
Hey,
palooza.
hold
I
on.
think,
Who
man.
the fuck is we? Yo, hold up.
What's this we shit?
yeah, hold on.
According to Junkie
Yeah, hold on.
and Air
Man,
Gold.
we need a new AEW game. Yeah, that's so look, listen, we just need we need as much pro wrestling games as we can get. Like I'm rooting for a TNA game, to be honest.
Bro, I said a long time ago, if I was AEW, I would have clicked up and made AEW versus the world, and then TNA can release their own TNA versus the world, and they all work together, and you have your roster in there, and then you just have wrestlers go up against each other. It'd be like the old versus the world game on PS1.
Oh, damn. Why can't
You should run that one time.
What's stopping AEW from clicking up with like CMLL and New Japan to make a video game? That would be sick.
I don't know how much money they expect to be paid for a video game. That's the issue,
that's
because
true,
you got to
yeah.
get the right music. You know, we were just talking about this, Jesse. Like, all right, you can't have Final Countdown, but you need to have this one in. Jungle Boy should have his song, though, if you're going to put
Yeah.
that in. And
Yeah,
it's like,
I mean, Final Countdown costs. Yo, I'll always remember Matt Jackson too. Like, shut this off, turn it off.
it's costing
we're on a-
way too much money.
He's like, we're on a budget for God's sakes.
I was there when he debuted it. I feel like I'm connected to that song because I went to an ROH show like right after Danielson got fired from WWE for choking Justin Roberts with the tie. I went to
Yeah.
a show and Austin Aries trolled us so hard. You heard the "Ba-da-da." I'm like, Brian Danielson's here, and then he came out with the robot. It was like, ha, it's me, Austin Aries. I'm like, you prick, you got me.
I would have left
Got me
right
good.
there. I'd have left right there. Oh, fuck this guy. I'm out. I'm out. But yeah, I'm rooting for a new AEW game. I'm rooting for WWE 2K26 to do some good shit too.
Yo,
man.
we're
I'm
rooting
just-
for UPW and Wrestling Code too. Like,
Yeah,
let's
facts.
go.
Facts.
NK
All
Dickey
wrestling
is
games,
gonna
man.
chime in.
Like, give us like monopolies are not welcome here, man. I root for all pro wrestling. I root for all pro wrestling video games, no matter who's making them. Like, it doesn't have to just be WWE, right? But I'm
You
rooting for the
tribalist.
WWE game as well. So, what'd you say?
He called you a tribalist.
Fucking tribalist.
That's what
This
Derek
guy.
calls me. He'll be like, "You wrestling purist."
Man, I got called a he's an AEW fan who hates Triple H on Twitter the other day, and I'm like, no, I'm just a fucking wrestling fan that's not gonna let all the bullshit slide, and I'll call it out when I see it.
Where were they when me and you were arguing about that stuff a while back?
Dude,
what are you talking about?
So you know me. Like, how many times have I called Tony Khan out on his bullshit? How many times have I went publicly and said that same
Yo,
shit?
You want to hear? You want to hear a hot take from me? Tony Khan should release Danhausen. If you're not going to use the guy, let him go, bro.
Why is that a hot take?
No, because everyone thinks that I love AEW all the time. I'm like, no, Tony Khan.
You do, but who gives a fuck? Own that
No,
shit.
don't you know he's in the penitentiary? He's the AEW one.
Yeah, like if he's not using it, I get why he doesn't have trust for some people. Like, yeah, that's Punk's boy. Like, I don't know if I want him back here. Like, don't start no mess, bro. Won't be no mess. So, yeah. And you know what? I hope he goes over there, and I hope he does well. I hope all the wrestlers do well. Make money,
could
bro.
You imagine seeing some CM Punk and Danhausen on WWE television?
Oh,
that
yeah.
shit would be hilarious.
Oh, don't worry. Put R-Truth in there, and that'll really get you guys happy.
Oh, my goodness.
And on that note, guys, follow us everywhere at the Pro Wrestling Shoot if you haven't already. Sorry for the lack of videos. They're coming. Summer's almost over. All right, we got a busy summer this year, right? Like I'm traveling with the family. We're remodeling stuff in the house. There's busy things going on, man. But follow us everywhere. Also on TikTok, we're gonna be starting to do a lot of content. I want to challenge myself to do a daily video over there because it would be easier to do a daily video over on TikTok and release some content rather than pumping out a 17-minute video over here on YouTube all the time, like 12 to 17 minutes. That's usually how long my videos go. Every now and then you'll get like an 8-minute, 9-minute video from me, but those are usually with news drops, and I'm looking to do some more pro wrestling content over on TikTok, so definitely follow us over there. But Conrad, let them know, man.
Yo, man, you guys can check me out, Everything Pro Wrestling, here on YouTube at EPW Show if you're looking for the ats on all social media, all handles. Yeah, man, give me a follow, show me some love, man. I would appreciate it. We're trying to get to 3K, so I'm not as big as over here, but yeah, any love that can be shown. If you like hearing people talk wrestling, whether it's foolishness or not, you can come in and disagree with me. I will either argue with you or keep it moving. But yeah, it's all love, man.
Definitely go and follow Everything Pro Wrestling. Subscribe to their channel over on YouTube. Clash of the Podcast every Monday, 6:05 Eastern Standard Time. It is a fun time. Deborah, shout out to Hub. Definitely go and follow them over there. It's a great bot. Why are we doing that? Why are we doing that? That is not a good way to end the show. Fucking James, dude.
Suspended 2 weeks.
Yeah. Are you in the chat right now? Fucking ban you permanently for that one. Shit. I see are we doing?
You can't ban if I don't show up.
The Universe stream is not happening this weekend or this week, guys. I know we're on a 3-week break from that, but
so the wall is your champ. Respect it. Peace.
Once again, there's some things going on to where I wasn't able to get all the cutscenes edited up. I actually am not capable of editing or streaming this Thursday anyway. I will not be here. So yeah, next week I'm gonna try my hardest to get back to that. I'll get some cutscenes recorded possibly
for
this
Stolen
weekend.
Tube. You got to say that for the one time.
Oh, that's why he was gone. Suspension. No, JCSJ was just on the show last weekend, so sometimes it's better with just
Daddy.
Yeah. Yeah, I see it. The Dragon Daddy. That's too much, man. Too much. Anyway, guys, love you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning into us, man. And hopefully you guys have a great week. We'll see you next time right here. Pro Wrestling Shoot. Peace.